Hi ladies, this is Sarah, the bridal beauty expert, and here you see me in my little haven, surrounded by makeup and skincare and wedding stuff, because this is where I see my brides and help them prep for the biggest day of their lives. So I wanted to share with you my top 5 tips, quick tips, to help you get flawless makeup. Now you may have a makeup artist doing your makeup for your wedding, or you may not. You may have a destination wedding where you're thinking, oh, help, who's going to do my makeup for me? Do I have to do it myself? So this is going to help you in every single aspect. Even if you do have a makeup artist, of course they're only going to be with you for one day. So this is going to help you in the future for your honeymoon, so you can still look good. So it's not like, you take your makeup off and then the husband's like, hang on, is this the person I married? Never good. So, top 5 tips. Top tip number 1 is for long-lasting makeup, make sure that you use a really good primer, an eye primer, and a setting powder. If you use those 3 things, your makeup will stay on much, much longer. So a primer, I always say to people, is a bit like polyfiller. It's kind of like the base for your makeup. So it's like a canvas. It fills in fine lines, pores, wrinkles, makes your makeup sit much more evenly and gives it sticking power. And the same with eye primer as well. It really lightens and brightens the eye area and makes your eyeshadows stick a lot better. Top tip number 2 is use makeup that's an extension of your skincare regime. Now, I spoke in my previous video, the top one, about skin health, and one of the things I mentioned was reading your ingredients and labels. And that's really important with your makeup, because there's a lot of things in makeup that you would not want to be putting on your skin if you knew they were in there. So you'll actually be shocked. I'm not going to go into massive depth about that because it will take me a long time. But if you want to know more, listen to the video above, watch that video and you'll find out a few more tips. But your makeup should be an extension of your skincare regime, so it should have loads of good vitamins, minerals and nutrients in there that are going to feed, nurture and treat your skin, not counteract all the goodness that you've started to do with your skincare regime. So top tip number 3 is about foundation. Match your foundation down your neck. You want to draw 3 stripes down your neck, and then the one that kind of fades in the best is the right one for your skin tone. Now this is the mistake that most people make, or what classically happens when you go and get your makeup done at a makeup counter. So you're in funny lighting, they do your makeup, and in the lights it looks great. But then you go outside and you kind of walk around for a bit, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, why have I got like a tide line around here? I look like an Oompa Loompa. Just not the look you want to go for on your wedding day. Now the reason for that is firstly the lighting, obviously, but secondly also foundations can oxidize. So when they hit air, they can change colour. So you want to make sure that you're using a foundation that when it oxidizes doesn't change colour, or that you give it a good 20 to 30 minutes on your skin before you buy it, because otherwise what you'll end up doing is buying foundation and you'll get out into the light and guess what, it's the wrong colour, and then it ends up in a drawer and you spend hundreds of pounds over the years on foundation that ends up in a bin, which is never something that we want. Top tip number 4, and this is a biggie. So, to do with these makeup brushes, please make sure you wash these every single week. Now if I could show you that under a microscope and you hadn't washed it, you would actually probably vom. It's covered in bacteria. So what you're doing is you're spreading that all over your face every single day. Nice. Obviously not what we want. So wash your brushes. Get a good quality brush wash that is not going to ruin the brushes. So it's still very soft, shall we say. It's not really heavy and it's not really chemically based, so it's not going to ruin your brushes, but it's going to clean them. So it needs to be antibacterial and antifungal. And then finally, top tip number 5, and this was only a tip that I actually learned when I studied makeup or trained in makeup, is do your eyes first. Do your eye makeup before you do the rest of your face. And it's so obvious when you think about it. What happens is when you do your eye makeup, and especially eyeshadows, you get dropped down often on your cheeks, and what then happens is if you've done a fabulous base and then this happens, you end up with like dark bits under your eyes, which is hard to get off. It's never a good look. So what you want to do instead is do the eyes, and then you can wipe away the excess and then create the flawless base afterwards. So I want you to remember that great makeup starts with great skin. So make sure that you watch the top video, which tells you all about how to look after your skin so that your skin's great, because makeup can be great, but it's not there to be like a mask. You want it to look natural and flawless, and like you've just got naturally flawless skin. So start with good skin in the first place, and you're already giving yourself the winning edge. So there are my top 5 tips to help you with your makeup. Make sure that you pass them on to whoever needs to hear them, who's doing your makeup for your big day. I'm sure if they're a professional makeup artist, they'd already know some of that stuff anyway. But again, this is just so that you can take that forward into the rest of your life too. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye.